Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. It's DOC, and I'm back. This is Runners vs. the World, and we have a segment that we call Fast Track. Now, this segment is we have interviews and we talk with people who are track fans, that ran track, who were on all different levels, who are fans of track, parents of track, any and everything that involves track and field. We're going to talk to people about it. So, we have a special guest today. My bro, my cuz, Michael Letterlough Jr., who I will do a quick introduction and then I'll let him kind of like speak for himself. He is Harrisburg High alum, track star alum from Harrisburg High, legend, as well as Temple University track star alum. And right now, he is a photographer to the stars. And that's all I'm going to elaborate. I'm going to let him talk a little bit about himself, his history, and, what made him get into running or track and field in general. So, Mike, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, like you said, I'm a photographer now. I actually never thought I was going to be a photographer. I really aspired to go to the Olympics. Like that was kind of the dream when we watched the Olympics as a kid, and you see all these runners, and then you were running track, in high school, middle school, summer track, college, and so you kind of see yourself, especially if you're fast. Because if you're not fast, I mean, I don't see where you get those dreams from. If you're fast, you you feel like that is the goal. Like that's what I want to do. I didn't go to the Olympics, but I have a career that I love, and that I'm very successful at. I'm great at celebrity photographer. I work with a lot of celebrities, a lot of editorials, a lot of major magazines and things like that. But yeah, I started running track in oh man, I think I started running in sixth grade.
Mm.
That was the first time I ran. And I come from a family of runners. So my uncle actually was just inducted into the Hall of Fame, Milt Hershey Hall of Fame last year. And did his uh, induction award on his behalf because he passed away in 1992. My uncle set tons of records at that school. I mean, like, he was a star, like, for real. He ran 100, the 200, the 400, and he was like incredible. His main races were like the one and the two. I think back then it was it wasn't what we ran, like 100 meters. He ran the 100, what was it, like 110 yards or something?
100-yard dash
220 yards. Yeah, he ran the 110-yard dash.
on the ground.
Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's been in my family. My uncle, he was a track star, and then my other uncle, his brother, followed up. He started, he didn't run track, but he did shot put and discus, and I think he did like do the 100 meter. But when I was a kid, they wanted me to run track, and I didn't want to do it. They would
Mm.
push me to like join the track team. Come on, you need to run, you need to run. And I was like, I don't want to run. I don't know. I don't know if I was like intimidated by their track success,
Yeah.
or maybe I don't know. I didn't see myself as an athlete. I don't think. Um, I just thought that was their thing. Like they were really good at it. That wasn't me. And it wasn't until I was in sixth grade and we had like what was called field day.
Yep.
And field day, you sign up for races and different events, and I signed up for the racing events. Won. And everybody was like, "You're so fast! Oh, you're so fast! Like Mike is the fastest." And I like that feeling.
Ah.
It's like, oh, that is fast. Like I got blue ribbon. I got the little blue first place ribbon. I was like, okay, okay, I like this. When I did it again, next year, and that's when I said, I think I wanna join like a track team.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
so I did join a track team. I can't remember what track team it was. It was like another city track team. I didn't actually stay on it long
Mhm.
because I didn't like it.
Mhm.
Um, and so I ran for a little bit and then I quit. And then I didn't run again until ninth grade in high school. And that's when I met uh, Coach, uh, what is his name? Coach Cameron.
Coach
Coach
Cam.
Cameron. Um, and Coach Cam really made me feel like, I'll take care of you. I can make sure that you'll turn into a great runner because he actually coached my uncles. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, he wasn't there by the time like when I really started running. They had switched coaches, and then Coach Doyle,
Yep.
Angel Doyle, actually became the head track coach at Harrisburg High, and he didn't know what to do with me. Really, he didn't know if I was a sprinter, a distance runner. So she was just like, "Well, what do you run?" I was like, "I don't know."
Right. Right.
And she said, "Okay, so you don't know if you distance, you don't know if you sprint." So I remember I'm training, just in the conditioning season, and the first meet indoor, she put me in the 800 meter, and
Oof.
I mean, I didn't know if I was an 800-meter runner or not.
That's a
Found out very
long race.
quickly. Found out very quickly. An 800-meter runner. So I ran that 400 meters like gone. 400 meters.
Yeah.
Nobody really saw me run before. So they were just like, man, he is out. After that 400 meters, I was dead. Like, I think I came in last, actually. I think I came in dead last in the 800 meter.
Did it clap you in?
Good job. Good job. You crossed the line. That's all you had to do. Just cross the line. That's all you require. Just you to cross the line.
That's
But
got that cold cry face, that struggle face.
that embarrassment cry.
You're like you're big and it's kind of falling off your shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, it was
There.
literally just like it was
Yep.
literally just like that. And
Mm.
so I never forget though that weekend when we went back to practice on Monday. I remember she said to me, "You ran a really really good 400 time. Like your 400 split was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you work out with the sprinters. So
Mm.
you're gonna be under me."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I mean that sounds better than what I did in the 800. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, let's do that. That's where we found that was my sweet spot.
Okay.
Sprinting events is where I was at. 100, 200, and she kept implementing like different races. Like she figured because I ran such a good 400 split. Okay, you're a 400 runner. Let's see how you do with the 200. Let's see how you do with the 100. And I excelled at all of them. So I just became a sprinter, and that was the
You're
beginning. That was
you're
the beginning of it all.
just so humble. That's the part. Like, you're just so humble. It's like, yeah, I tried it and I just excelled at everything. It was just, no big deal. No big deal. It wasn't
I
tough.
mean, it wasn't a gradual thing. I really did like once she put me in like the first kind of 200-meter races, 400-meter races. I was like really running good. Like I was coming in first, second,
Yeah.
third. So yeah, I mean, and then I just kept getting better. Because I'm the type of person, I'm a perfectionist,
Yeah.
overachiever. So
Hmm.
anything that I'm doing, and even when it came to track, whatever it is I'm doing, I'm going to try to be an overachiever. Like I'm going to push myself really hard.
Right.
I'm going to try to be the best at it. And that was always like my mindset with track. I just want to try to be the best at these events. I'm going to train hard. I'm going to do what the coach is telling me to do. And it worked.
Right.
I ran really good times and accomplished a lot in high school and in college.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like as as track and field athletes, and specifically sprinters, and honestly, probably all the athletes in track and field, you kind of have to be a perfectionist to a degree because
You
we,
do.
first, second, third place can be, measured or divided by milliseconds, centimeters, inches. By those small margins, I mean, you have to strive for that 1% better,
Yeah, you
day,
do. You do.
or
And if you want to win, you have to.
yeah, yeah, you kind of don't have a choice, and it's kind of like you kind of have to have that mindset. You got to be born like that in a way, kind of wired like that. Like, okay, I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
today. I need to do a little bit better every single day. If I don't, then my competition is going to catch up, or I'll be left behind. And there is no, I mean, second place, third place, whatever. But first place is what we strive for. I mean, you
yeah,
know,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
you don't care about second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, but first place is what you aim for, and you have to be a perfectionist to achieve that, especially against tough competition that's going to be working their butts off every single day. Um, I did want to tap into
Absolutely.
something. We talked about high school and dipped a little into summer. I want to ask you, high school versus summer track. Which one was kind of like, if you had a favorite, or if there was something that you enjoyed about both of them. Maybe like what was like the difference between the two?
That's a really good question, because I do think there were huge differences. And at the same time, I love them both.
Yeah,
Um, I think the difference with when you're running during the actual season, indoor, outdoor, it's like when you're in high school with your high school team. It's just it's a different vibe that you have with your team
yeah,
because you're training with them all year. You know what I mean? Like you're training with the same kids, the same coach all year round until your outdoor season ends, and you deal with different elements within those two seasons. You know, when you're training for indoor, it gets cold. We live in the Northeast, or we lived in the Northeast,
yeah,
and
yeah,
there were a lot of times we had to run outside and it was cold. And
yeah,
that definitely has an effect on you as a runner, especially when you're going and doing indoor. Um, you develop and build a different type of relationship with your teammates,
yeah,
um, because you're with them majority of the year. And then summer track comes and you have different runners from different schools.
yeah.
You have a new coach who's not your usual coach that you had during your regular season,
Hmm.
and it's you're now running every day at practice in heat. So that is totally different than when you're just running during your regular season. And so I think that you have a little bit more fun in summer. Um, it just feels like it's more fun. It doesn't feel like you're as serious about the goal you're trying to reach as you are when it's your indoor and outdoor season, but at the same time, you still have goals because there's still like a championship race that you're trying to get to with your team.
Yeah,
Um, and there's still races that we're running every weekend that we want to win, that we want to come in first. But I think the vibe is just different with your summer track teammates versus your regular, school year teammates. And I mean, honestly, running with like you and the rest of the team that we had, Kaleem and everybody, I mean, our bond and our the vibe was definitely much more like familial.
yeah.
And fun we had was a little more fun than what I would have had during like the regular high school
Right.
season. And then we were very competitive. We were very competitive. It's like we're competitive on opposite teams during the school year, but now we're on the same team,
Yeah.
running the same races. And that created a different type of like camaraderie and competitiveness that
Yeah.
I think we fed off of with each other. And that just made it more fun. So I love both. I love the regular season. I love summer, but summer definitely just had this vibe where I mean it's summertime, it's hot, and we're I don't know. It was fun. It was just fun, and you look at the season because it's a much shorter season. It's summer. We're really only running for like what 2.5 months basically, and
Right.
then summer
Yeah.
season is over. So,
Yeah.
we're running and we're just having a little more fun. We know the goal is let's try to go to championships and win. Um, but the vibe is totally different. So I love both, but I think I had more fun in summer. I think summer
Yeah.
track was just a little more fun.
Absolutely. Like for me, it was like, high school was business. Like, let's get the business. Let's
There
get
you go. Yep.
the states. You're repping your team. Um,
Yeah.
your high school, you're repping that. Um, but then summer was just a different vibe. Summer I like because it was like 20 of us, guys and girls, and we went to a whole nother city in a hotel. I mean, we had chaperones, but chaperones, my dad leaves that. So it was 20 of us, and only like, what, 3 of them? Because,
Right.
look,
Right.
look,
There's a whole bunch of teenage kids and 3 adults.
right, right.
It
And
was
a
so imbalanced.
whole bunch of other kids and 3 adults from another city or state or area. And you're like, oh, who was that? She's from where? She's from Texas. Oh, okay. It's like,
Right,
hold on.
right, right.
I need me one of those. I never saw that. It was it was that type of like feel that I
It
liked. It's like
was.
it's a whole
It
different world,
was.
and we're all in
It
this together
was.
in this mix of like a whole bunch of just like
Mhm.
people who are attractive, who are like going after goals, and you meet people, you have conversations, and you see them on the track, and you go back
Mhm.
to the hotel, you see them. Um, that's the part that and then at the same time, we had to rep our city. We had to rep like where we're from. It's
Right, right.
like
We did.
you said,
We were repping Harrisburg.
exactly. And we didn't, Harrisburg doesn't have this big name. We're not a Philly, LA, Atlanta, Baltimore,
Yep.
Jersey or nothing like that. We're Harrisburg. So we had to like
Yeah.
go and like rep, us to make sure that
Yeah.
people,
I
knew.
think we did feel that extra kind of like, I don't want to say pressure because it wasn't pressure at all. I think we just felt that extra like need to put our small little city on the map.
Yeah.
Like we
Yep.
knew we were fast, we knew we were good, but nobody else ever heard of us. So it's like we always wanted to show up and show out and be like Harrisburg in the building.
Right.
Like we always had that feeling because we were running with kids like you said from Philly and Pittsburgh and Virginia, and this was like regular summer track meets,
Mm,
where we're running in meets where the kids are coming from everywhere, as opposed to the regular school year where we're really just running against kids within our district.
right.
We're running against kids that also live in the same area as we do. So it was definitely like this whole like, we from Harrisburg and we fast and we'll smoke y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I think that gave us that extra kind of drive and push. But it was fun. It was fun meeting people from other schools.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just want to pause 1 second, okay? We'll edit this out. My kids. Hold on 1 second.
Sorry, hold on. Wait for
All right.
me.
Yep.
Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. I want to be able to look at your talking points on my computer.
Okie dokie.
Which I was like, oh, this would be a really good idea to do. Okay. Okay. I'm good. And I'm not. Hold on. I'm not.
All right. All right. We're gonna get back to it in 3, 2, 1. All right. So, what what do you miss about track and field? I know for me, I miss the like every time I watch a meet on TV and I hear them say set.
Oh,
Uh,
oh my God.
something just like so like I close my eyes and I still get nervous. You know what I mean? Like
Oh my God. I was just explaining this to someone watching the trial. You're taking the words out of my mouth. I was
yeah,
literally just explaining this. I said, every time I'm just watching the trials, when I see them go down in the block, especially when it's races you run in, like
yeah.
if it's the 100, 200, 400, I get, the feelings are still there, which is crazy. Like, it's been what, 20 years or a little over 20 years since I competed, in track. But it's like every time I hear them go, runners to your mark,
Oh,
set,
woo.
like, with the butterflies, I can feel it. Like, I close my eyes, I know how it feels, and it's like I feel
Yeah.
like I'm right back in the race. Like, I know what that feels like, and it's a good feeling. I never want to lose it. I never want to lose that feeling because it puts me right back to being in the race. And I used to love that feeling. I really did. I
Absolutely.
miss it. I miss it, especially when I'm watching the meets. I miss it so much. I miss competing.
Hmm.
I miss that feeling I had where I always had to take a shit right before I ran, and I don't know what that was about. I was like, I have to poop before I. I don't know what that was, but those same feelings. I've been like, oh,
Yeah.
they about to run the 2. I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom real quick because I can't watch Noah run until I can.
It's a
Like,
relief.
the feelings are there.
Yeah. So, and I'm the same way. And for me, it's kind of like some things that I think people would really understand. I miss. It's like the build up to the race. Like like when your race is next, and you're in the
Oh,
area or whatever with everyone else that's in your heat, and you're like
mm-hmm.
there, and it's like kind of awkward a little bit because
Yeah, it's a
you're
little
trying to
awkward.
you're trying to like show your game face, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna take my shirt off now. Oh, they took his shirt. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna take my shirt off. All right.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but even the build up, the moment before your race when you're taking off your sweats,
Yes.
just when you're taking off your sweats from, you get all your warm up, now you're just waiting for them to call your heat,
Oh.
and it's like that feeling of like, okay, this is it. This is it. Taking off my sweat. Okay, here we go. I'm about to walk out
Yep.
to the track. It's like, I really miss, I really do miss that feeling. I
Oh
really do.
man, it's the best. And like, it's one of those things that you wouldn't understand unless you were in it. You know.
Yeah, you don't.
You know
Because I have friends who they didn't run track, they didn't compete, and so
yeah.
they don't get what I'm talking about. They don't
Yeah.
understand that feeling, and when they see me watching, the trials, they don't understand when I'm closing my eyes. I'm having this like moment where I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like because
Mm-hmm.
I can feel it, and they don't
Yep.
relate.
Yep.
But yeah, it's an awesome feeling to be honest.
Yeah. You know, a lot. I was sitting watching the trials with my mom. Shout out
Mm-hmm.
now.
Hey,
And
Auntie Vanessa.
she was giving me her perspective and she was asking me like what I missed about it. And
Mm-hmm.
here in set, the paddock area. I miss practice. Practice was like the funnest thing ever. I loved going to practice. I did because it was the camaraderie part. The pain of running, I didn't like that part, but just the camaraderie. You know, I missed the part where it's like the coach would give you the workout, and you're like, damn, and then you look over at someone, and they're like, damn. You're like, all right, we in this together because this is about to hurt. At least I'm not doing it by myself.
That's true.
I
That
miss,
is true. I just don't know. Practices, I work really hard in practices, and there were those days where you ran 12 200s and 80%, and I'm throwing up by number 9, and I'm like, we still got 4 more to go. Like, what are you talking about? I'm done. I just threw
yeah,
up on the side of the track. But practices, I wasn't a practice person. I
yeah,
wasn't a practice person, but I worked my ass off in practice, and
yeah.
I understood like this is what's going to make me win. This is what makes me the winner. So, and I was also low key, even in my summer track team. I low key be competing against my track teammates in
Oh yeah,
practice.
absolutely.
Because I wanted to be ahead in the pack. I wanted to be first to come through the line in practice. Like that's just my competitive mindset because I've
Yeah,
always been competitive. So
it's like
I mean, yeah, practice is hard for me.
it's the psychological warfare. It's when I used to do the dumbest thing, but I thought it got into like my competitors' heads. So like before a race, before the 100 or whatever, you're working on your blocks, you're doing your starts and all that. Um, I would like whoever was like if I was in lane 4 and I knew lane 5 had a fast time, that was my biggest competitor. I would wait until he like start to walk towards me a little bit, and then I would do blazing start and like brush like right by him. So he just like felt the wind. And so in my mind, I'm like, he felt that. And I'm thinking snap, like this is real. So I would do like silly, stupid stuff like that just to like get into the minds of my competitors,
Yeah, yeah.
always be in front of them so they just got familiar with my back and like,
Mm-hmm.
used to see my back. So
So they
be
got familiar with my
being back.
back.
Yeah, so stuff like that.
I never had that kind of mindset. I, I think I was very subtle. I was very subtle before every race. I watch certain athletes. I used to watch you all
Yeah.
the time, and I see like what people do right before they get into the blocks, right when they're the race is about to start, and I see them doing all the the jumping and real quick, and
Yeah.
I didn't do any of that. I mean, I don't know if you remember how I was, but I was very subtle. I would just, do my little lean. I would do my little
Yeah,
stretch.
yep, yep,
I didn't really want to show anybody, what I was trying to, I didn't want you to really be like, oh, he just came out real. So no, I was just in front of my blocks, do my little back and forth, do my stretch, and I just wait.
yeah,
I just wait. Like I didn't want to do too much. I was really subtle, and
yeah,
nobody really knew what to expect of me. When we would go to bigger meets,
mm-hmm,
people didn't know what to expect unless you followed me, unless you knew, my times, what I've already done. You've seen me run in a previous race. Those people would be like, here go this dude. But nah, I would just wait for the
yeah.
race to start, and then you would see me go off. But I didn't want to show people too much.
Yeah, that's one of the another thing, when you're on the line that some people might not understand unless you're in it. Some people do the big slap in the chest, the big jump, the yelling, the screaming, and some people
Noah Lyles,
think,
he's a good example of that.
yeah, exactly. But some it doesn't matter because someone could do absolutely nothing and smoke everybody. You know,
Everybody, right? Yeah,
the biggest, strongest, loudest, most verbose person on the line, wasn't necessarily the fastest. And that's what I loved about it. Like it didn't matter your shape, size, height, weight, all that mattered
nope,
who got from point A to point B the fastest. Um,
absolutely.
I want to go ahead and move forward and talk about the Olympic trials a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
when it came to the trials, and I'll just ask for maybe just two. What were your two like favorite trial events? Like what finals did you love the most out of the trials?
Definitely looking forward to. I mean, I'm a sprinter. I'm a sprinter all day. So I always look for the sprint event. I'm no shade to anybody who runs anything over a 400. I love the 800 people.
Yeah,
The 10K runners. I might go to the bathroom during the race. Didn't see the whole thing, but
yeah,
mad respect.
yeah,
Um, but I definitely look for the 100, 200, 400-meter races, and so I think these trials. I mean, the biggest names going up. I was really excited to see Quincy. I really
yeah,
wanted to see Quincy. Um, and to be honest, even though they're super hyped up, I mean, I really wanted to see what Sha'Carri was going to do. I really
yeah,
wanted to see what Noah was going to do. I really wanted to see what Kenny Bennett was going to do. Um,
yeah,
and even the old, I'm sorry to call you old, but the veteran, Fred, I was anxious to
right,
see him run too because he's been doing this longer than them. To
yeah,
be honest with you, I mean he's been in more of these bigger moments and these bigger meets than they have. These are relatively newcomers, like Shakari and Noah, but he's been around a little bit longer. And so I was just wondering, like, how is he going to perform? How is he going to measure up? In the 400, or how is he going to measure up to what the other runners are doing? And so I was looking forward to seeing a lot of them run, and they didn't disappoint. Honestly, I
absolutely,
mean they definitely gave a show. They definitely showed us like, wow, this is about to be a super entertaining Olympics that we're going to watch in Paris. And I'm sorry, Fred runs 100, not the 400. So
yeah. From the four, but
Fred
yeah,
runs 100.
from the one,
Yeah, he runs the 100. But
yeah,
he's a veteran, so I was looking forward to seeing what he was going to do because these kids are fast, and I feel like this every generation of runners, I don't know what they're eating. I don't know what kind of practices they're doing. I don't know what their coaches are making them do. I
right,
don't understand how they keep getting faster and faster. So when you see people like Fred Curley, who, has been doing this for a while, you wonder,
yeah,
like, these new kids are so fast. How is he going to level up to this
mm,
new type of speed? I feel like that's what it is. It's like a new type of speed. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but
mm,
it's exceptional. It's like really, really impressive how fast these new runners are getting.
absolutely. Yeah, they're putting out times that are top 5 all-time times in like semis.
Right, in history.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
semis.
And like slowing down at the end. It's mind-blowing what they're doing, you know.
Bro, slowing down, like you're not even running through the line. And I'm like, wow, what are they doing? Like, what is the practices like? What is happening?
Yep. So my two favorite races in terms of outcomes were the women's 200 and
Mm-hmm.
the women's 1500. And let me explain.
Mm-hmm.
For the women's two,
Okay. I'm really curious about the 1500.
yeah. Oh, it was a good one. Well, for the women's 200, it first, second, and third end up being Gabby Thomas, Brittany Brown, and Mackenzie Long. Now, Gabby's
Right.
season been kind of up and down to a degree. She ran the 100 a couple times, ran the 400 a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't putting out blazing times, so everyone was kind of worried. And then she showed up and showed out. So I just love that part. But then
He
Brittany
did.
Brown.
He did.
Brittany Brown put a post out there. She was never a state champion, never an NCAA champion, never, she didn't get signed to like
Right.
Nike or Reebok. Say Reebok.
Came in
You know,
every
right. And I like the way she run. If you watch her run, she run like she from the hood. I'm not even gonna lie. She run like that girl that's like, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? Like she's going for street corners, like street like,
You're right. Yeah.
yeah. She remind me of them girls from like about a while. Like, all right, we're gonna race to the corner real quick and back. She run like one of them girls, the barefoot cement, one of them. So I like that part too. Uh, and
He
then
does.
Mackenzie Long. I had her placing in the 100, but she came through and made to the Olympics in the 200-meter dash, and her story is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
two-time,
She came in
uh,
third.
yeah, two-time NCAA champion. She lost her mother. She has a lot, just a lot
Mhm.
of her emotionally, it seems. But a long NCAA season, but she still overcame all of that and overcame
Yeah.
not making it in the 100, pulled herself together and came
Mm-hmm.
through and made it. And that touched my heart. I mean, that was just that's
Yeah.
beautiful to me. That's
And I
beautiful.
actually think it was all of that that actually lended to that happening for her. When you have that many obstacles, kind of in your way, essentially, and, you're trying to overcome so many life things, I
Yeah,
think that that actually gives you a different kind of drive. It gives you a different kind of mindset. And so I actually think that the things that she went through, because I heard her story, and I was just like, man, I think that when you come in as an underdog like that, you have a different type of mindset where you're like, look, I made it here. I got to this point. Now I got to do what I got to do because all of that was not for nothing. I didn't have all this happen to me. I didn't go through all of this. I didn't lose all of this to not
yep,
make it here. So I
yep.
definitely think it gives a different mindset. She did her job. She did her job. And so I was really happy for her,
And she's really good looking. I'm just gonna put it out there. That
actually. She is. She's cute. She is cute. She is. And that
Hillary,
helps. I don't know how it helps her running, but it helps.
it does. It's something about it. I was like, I would love to see her run again in Paris.
That's like my baby Allison Felix. I'm telling you, she is who she is because she also was very cute. I'm a huge Allison Felix fan, so
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep.
I love me some Allison Felix.
I miss her. But yeah,
I do
my
too.
race was the 1500, and that's only because Ellie St. Pierre is one of my favorite runners. She's a go getter. She runs in like every meet.
Mhm.
She'll set the pace. And a lot of people were projecting her to win, and
Mhm.
Nikki Hiltz came, ran a perfect race, a great strategy, and outkicked to a degree. I feel, outkicked St. Pierre at the end, and just her triumph and her story, just was just inspirational. She's one of those runners that I really like because she ran indoors and outdoors. She's running in every single. She's not one of those runners that just shows up a week before the trials, gets her time in, just competes. She's out there competing throughout the season and really giving fans someone to get attached to. And that's
Mhm.
because I know her and I know her story because she's ran so much. So I can like
What do you think that does for a race like the 1500 meters? Like, what do you think that does for the race? Because honestly, I mean, I know a lot of people when they just talk about, just regular track watchers. They didn't necessarily watch. I mean, they didn't necessarily run track. And if they did, they didn't have any significant levels of success in it. You might have ran once in high school or something like that. But what do you
yeah,
think?
that's
What do
90%.
you think? Right. But what do you think people like her are doing for that particular race in the sport? Because now, she's creating a lot of excitement within that race. For people who, like I said, I mean, sometimes when it comes to those longer races, you get up, go to the
Yeah.
bathroom, go get a snack, and now there's people sitting watching like, oh, I want to see her run. Like, how do you think that is going, how she's changing that when it comes to track and field?
I think it's having an impact because the more you watch it, the more you learn about it, and the more you learn how strategic and how
Mhm.
it's chess over checkers when it comes to
It
anything
is.
up. Um, they have to do so much, um, so many adjustments, live adjustments, in order to
Mhm.
be successful. Because in the sprints, for the most part, you stay in your lane. You don't have to worry about being boxed in. You don't have to worry about someone outpacing. You don't have to worry about getting kicked.
Nope.
None of that. Distance, you gotta worry about it. So
Definitely more strategy involved in distance, and you have more time to kind of either execute that strategy or to adjust it
yep,
mid-race. Whereas
exactly
you don't have that grace when you're running a 1, 2, maybe a 4, but yeah,
right.
no.
And I think to tap into your question, I think because well I can't I think that the distance runners that run indoor out that get all those races in, they get a feel for their running. They get a feel for positioning. They get a feel for what it feels like to be boxed in, how to get out, to go in the front, how to set the pace. If it's a slow pace, how to adjust. Like
Mhm.
the more experience that they have, and this is just from a fan's perspective. I've never ran a 1500 live in my life, so I'm not an expert. But a runner, this is what I think. But I think that they just get that experience, that exposure to having to adjust in a live setting, so that when it happens, scared and they have different tools in their tool belt to go towards. Because if the pace is too fast, they know how to sit and kick. If the pace is too slow, they know how to adjust, how to push the pace. If it's at a perfect pace, they know how to get in the position. If somebody falls, they know how to slow down, speed back up. All of those things I think play in
Yeah.
to the success of it. But like I said, I'm just a sprinter. I
I
don't.
think that's the respect I have. I think that's the respect I have for the distance runners too, because as
Yeah,
a sprinter, I have the respect for actually running a race where it takes that much strategy and
yeah,
thinking and adjusting, even in the midst of you running, because we don't have that luxury as sprinters to
no,
do that. You just, you think about how you're going to run a race before you do it, and then once that gun goes off,
right, all right,
it's just whatever I'm trying to do. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for the runners who do anything over 800. Um,
yep,
so someone like her, like Saint Pierre, to be able to run a race like that and execute so well, and what she came in third, right,
yes, yep. She came in third.
at the
Yep.
trials. She came in third. That's a huge accomplishment,
Uh,
from where she came from.
yep.
And I just have a lot of respect for that because I couldn't do it.
At all.
I
Like
couldn't do it.
the paces these women are running is mind blowing at these distances. I mean,
And it's like, what are they eating? What is their
it's
practices
wild.
like? I don't understand this.
They're getting up to like 13, 14 miles per hour, like at 1500. Like
It's crazy.
put that on the
Yeah,
track. You can do that. You can't. You're gonna fall off and
you can't.
at the YMCA. You're gonna end up
It's not.
falling. I've done it before. It hurts.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
I was at the Y on my butt. And they moving, it was that was a bad day. Bad day. You fall at the Y, that's a bad day.
A bad day. Real bad.
um But yeah, so
Thank
uh,
you for sharing that with us, by the way. That was
I'm
something
being
we'll all remember in future conversations.
I'm scared of why.
How that ass, Doc. How that ass,
Yep.
Doc.
So, I have this theory that track and field is the sexiest sport out there, or most attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
No, I agree.
and I have my reasons why. One, first and foremost, I think the track and field athletes are physically, on average, more attractive than any sport. I would say, uh, men and women.
I agree.
I think,
I agree.
body wise, just like tone wise, face wise, everything. I think track and field on average has the most attractive, athletes. Also, I think just the drama. Once you know track and field and know the drama behind it, I think that makes it sexy too. It's like boxing to a degree. When you have like your rivals and y'all come face to face, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot of that happened beforehand, either by you or by your dad, by your uncle, or by your coach or by your friend. You know, talking smack about you to someone else, like all that build up, and then y'all go at it.
Yeah.
That
Mm-hmm.
like one of the most like attractive things that when it comes to this sport, and also I think just like the celebrations and just like the whole like the pageantry, like when someone finishes a race and they you throw your hands up, you do that lap around the track, you go on the podium, like that's one of the greatest feelings that anyone could ever have. I mean, it's like pure euphoria when you do all this work and you come in first place, and it's you. It's no team. It's no judges that said you won. It is point blank, period. You are the best out of all these people. Out of this
Yeah.
pool, this sample, and this competition, you are the best, and there's no argument against it. I think for those reasons, track and field is the sexiest sport or most attractive sport. And I think it's like a sleeping giant that people are slowly starting to learn and become familiar with now, which I think is great.
Mm-hmm.
But once the common man or common woman, becomes familiar with all those small things about track and field, I think it's going to be one of the most not only attractive, one of the most watched, one of the most famous sports in the world. So
Yeah.
that's my thought and my theory on track and field being the most attractive or most sexy sport. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you 100% with everything you said. I mean, I also think that it is a real testament to what the human body can do, how you can push the human body to really achieve these type of things that like the average person can't do. You know, you're running 9.8, you're running 10.6 as a woman, and I think just seeing like what the human body is able to accomplish in these distances, and watching them run and seeing them push themselves to these limits where it's like it, it's so incredibly fast. It's beyond what the average human being can really do. So I think that in itself also makes it very sexy because we're watching the human body push itself to limits that I think ordinary people really can't do. I mean, that was
Yeah.
the whole point of the Olympics, at the beginning when it started in history, when, you got together some of the best physically um, exceptional people to perform these events that they kind of deemed were more than what the average person can do, which is why they're spectators. So I think that in itself, just being able to see what these people are capable of, which is almost kind of other human life, other humanly, these amazing times and these amazing distances and the endurance that the body is able to have running, for 15 minutes. It's like it's crazy. And I mean, you're also seeing some of the most well put together bodies in
Oh,
sports.
oh,
You're seeing, and this is on both sides. I mean, I
oh.
look at when I look at even the men athletes, I mean, I'm looking at their quads and stuff like, dang, I let my quads go. Like,
I need to
like,
I
I
need to
remember
get
when
on
my
that knee
legs used to
extension
be that
machine.
big. Yeah, I remember when my legs used to be that big. So, I mean, we're also looking bodies that just like to perfection. These are like Greek gods and goddesses
Absolutely.
bodies. And I think that definitely makes it such an attractive sport because I mean everybody's half naked in these tights, in these
Yep.
uniforms.
Yep.
And you're just looking at bodies at their peak top performances. I mean muscle definition. When I see these women running, I'm just like, damn. You know, you're looking at them like, my God, like how does he's running all that on the chest? You just be like, wow. And honestly, I'll say this. This is my opinion. I think that women in track have the best bodies in sports. Period. Out of any sport, I don't care if you're a swimmer. I don't care what other sport you do. Women in track have the best bodies, hands down. Period. They just do.
There's,
Like
there's,
I don't know any other sport where women look like how they look in track and field.
like I don't even think there's like a close second. Maybe
There's
not.
no close.
Not basketball. Not. I mean,
Gymnastics is
gymnastics.
it's close.
Right.
It's close.
They are. They are. I'll give them that. But yeah, great. But
Track is on another level.
yeah, because in gymnastics they're
They're on another level.
all under 5'2", so it's like compressed.
Yeah, they're right. They're compressed.
Yeah.
Right. They're compressed.
Right. But you watch some of these hurlers and they're like 5'10", and you're like,
Right.
what? You got an Amazon.
5'10".
This is wild. Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you said that because we're going to go into the part of the episode where we point out our top 10 hottest track and field athletes going to the Olympics. You know what?
Okay. Okay.
Because I'm excited. We're going to start
Okay.
with the female list. Now, I got a male list, but this came from my mom and some other people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make this. I can't do that. But I'm going to give my... This is in no particular order. So my top 10 are as follows. Is everyone ready? Yes. So, I have Valerie Allman, discus thrower. Look at her. Look her. I saw her in person. She is one of those people that they look good on TV, but then you see them in person and you're like, wow, you are very pretty. I mean, very pretty. She's very tall, fit, like dark kind of eyes, like nice hair.
Okay.
I have Anna Hall, the heptathlete.
Oh yes. I know Anna Hall.
Yeah, she's on the list.
Good choice. She's on the list.
I got, of course, Sidney McLaughlin-Lerone. No offense to your husband. That's a big dude. Don't roll up on me, try to fight me, nothing like that.
No, I agree with you about Sydney. She was on my list too. She's on my list too.
All right, good. We doing good. And then, like I said,
Anna Hall and Sydney were both on my list.
All right, well, we doing pretty good. I got Mackenzie Long. I think
I have Mackenzie Long as well.
That is a very attractive young woman.
I have Mackenzie Long as well.
And you know what?
And she's a 200-meter runner. That was my race, so I'm like, oh yeah, she's nice.
Oh,
she's nice.
I got Sha'Carri on there. She's cute. Sha'Carri's cute. Sha'Carri Richardson. She's a cutie. She got a little feistiness to her. You know me. I like that a little bit. That's my boo. I like the we're not. That's
you would like Sha'Carri, wouldn't you?
That's another episode for another day, brother. But
you would like
to and these two, oh my God, blew me away when they did their interview. I hope I'm not messing up her name. Messiah Russell. She won the 110 hurdles. Cuz look at oh my God.
Messiah Russell.
Yes. That's a black beauty right there.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. She had the hair done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No,
her.
She spells her name too. She's really pretty.
Right. So that's
She's really pretty.
6. At 7, I got.
She ran for Kentucky.
Yeah. At second, I got the runner-up, Alacia Johnson. I hope I'm not saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's Alacia.
because she had that bodysuit, and when she was talking, like it's something about the 110 hurdles. It just kind of turns me on. I'm not gonna lie, because you got these.
Messiah. Go back to Messiah real quick.
Yeah.
Messiah is the girl that I would definitely try to when I was in high school. Looking at her,
Yep.
like she's really pretty.
She got that
She's really pretty.
round the way girl.
Yeah, she does. But yeah, it's that like I live in the projects, but I'm the cute girl in the projects, and
Right.
I
Right.
was out.
I'm sweet, but I'll swing on you. But
I'll swing on you, right?
right, twisted, but I'm nice too.
Yeah, I like her.
So that gives me
She's on my list.
5, 6, 7. Seem like your list is changing a little bit, cuz
It's definitely.
that's on my list now.
Definitely had some added. You definitely added some to the list for sure.
All right, I think I got 1, 2, 3 left. I got Gabby Thomas. Look,
I was just about to say Gabby. Yeah.
That's Superwoman. She got everything. She got brains,
Yeah.
looks.
She is. She's very
She is.
intelligent. Yes.
And I saw her in person too at the trials. Another one. Camera does one thing in person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is with some people. I mean, you work in showbiz, like
Yeah.
some
Yeah. Of
in person,
course.
you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Some
It,
people where pictures show you one thing, but it's a different thing when you see them in person. You're like, wow.
right.
Like the
Oh,
pictures actually do justice.
exactly. I have 800-meter. I believe she was runner up. Allie Wilson. She is very, very pretty. I actually saw her at the Wild Duck Cafe after the races. And she, I mean, had her hair done up. Like when they got the hair pulled back nice. It got the little like
I see.
outfit with the.
Oh yeah, I see. And she wears like the messy bun up top
Yeah.
sometimes. Great abs too, by the way.
Yes. Yes. And to round it out, Parker Valby. Parker Valby. She is.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I,
And
I would
that's a song.
could argue that is one gorgeous woman. By far,
Yeah.
one of the best looking. Now, like I said, my list isn't the ranking of it. It's just the top 10. But I will put these 10 up against any other 10 in any other sport. It will blow any other sport away easily. Easily.
I agree with you. I'm gonna go with your list because it's pretty close to mine. On top of the fact that you just added like two additional people to my list. I mean, we pretty much are sharing the same list here. So
Uh,
I think your 10 are my 10. I can't really think of anyone. There's no one that I saw that I would really kind of add to the list. If we could go back in the day,
yeah.
I would add some people to the list. But no, your list is very very similar to mine. I have to agree with you with everybody.
Yeah.
Parker Valby,
Cup of tea.
she's possible. She's
Okay.
possible.
Okay. Cup of
Man,
tea.
everybody else on point. Everybody else is on point
All right.
for sure, hands down.
And that's what I love. Like young men out there, young men and young women. If you want to participate in a sport, do track and field because
Do track and field. Do track and
you're
field. I mean,
around,
it allows you.
you're around
It
these.
allows you to be yourself.
Yes.
But it also allows you to display your talent. It allows you to display like a level of athleticism that I don't think we get really from any other sport. I
Yes.
just I just don't think that it does. And I feel like if you're curious about track, if you've watched track and field on TV and you think like, oh, I might be kind of fast, maybe I want to join a track team, try it out, do it, and you just never know where it can take you. Um, I know that track and field has provided so many people with opportunities to go to college, even if you never had dreams or aspirations to go to the trials or to the Olympic Games or anything like that. I think that just having a door that can open for you through this type of sport, to be able to go to school is an amazing thing because everybody focuses so much on the typicals, basketball, football, even baseball, but I don't think a lot of people are aware that a lot of kids are getting track scholarships. You had a
Yep.
scholarship, for track going to Rutgers. I had a scholarship at Temple. We have full scholarships on top of that. And let me just also add that my scholarship was really special to me um, at Temple because Temple actually was looking at me my senior year when they saw me run at 10 relays, and I took my 4x14 from essentially last place to like third place.
Mm.
Um, and they went and talked to my coach, and at the time I was like, I don't know about Temple, and I don't know if I even want to run when I go to college. I just want to be a student. I just want to enjoy college life without the practices, all the stuff that, makes you an athlete. And when I got there,
Let
I
me
just
pause.
escaped
Let me
it.
pause you for 1 second. And this to the audience. This is my cousin. He loves to talk about himself a lot. So I'm gonna warn you. I'm gonna preface you. Just let you know this is gonna happen from time to time. We're gonna go into like some long stories that are gonna be like slight flexes periodically throughout. I'm gonna be talking about
Not slight flex.
he's gonna pull up his race at the pin relays out of nowhere. So just brace yourself, be ready. This is the mind of a sprinter for ourselves. Okay, I'm the same way, but ready. Long tangent
Right.
story that just
You are the
ego,
exact same way.
blow the ego up.
But no, I just wanted to be a student. I just wanted to be a student, and then I couldn't escape track, and I ended up joining the team. I walked on, which was like missed my window of opportunity to actually get a scholarship going in. But I walked onto the team, and when I walked onto the team, I ended up just being like faster than everybody else, and so I was offered a scholarship.
Mm,
Because when I walked on, I worked really hard. And
yeah,
everything that I had done in high school and everything I had done, in my summer track team, it was like, okay, this is just me stepping up again. And now I have to show this new team, these new people what I'm made of. And I earned my full track scholarship. It wasn't given to me because my performance as a high school student. It was given to me because I walked onto that team and proved myself to be worthy of getting this money to help pay for me to go to school.
right.
And I lived up to that. I lived up to that. I worked hard and,
And it worked.
I did really well on the team.
Yeah. So kids out there, track and field can be a gateway to the future. You can go to college, you can
Absolutely.
graduate, have great experiences, travel to the U.S., travel the world, and you can run alongside
Absolutely.
a girl that looks like Gabby Thomas. You can run along a girl that looks like Ty Russell. You go to practice with a girl that looks like you go to practice with a girl that looks like Parker Velby, and they're running around in bikini. It's a fantasy. Like,
Really
how
are.
would you
It's
ever
really are.
play another sport? This is a fantasy every day, every single day. And then for the women out there,
It's true.
we're running around in underwear and junk's all out. We're running around bare butt naked, and we love taking our shirt. Like that's the
I
first.
can't tell you how many girls when I was running track used to always say something about like
Here we go.
they would make comments about all of our teammates. It is what it is.
Go ahead.
It just is what it is. It is what it is. I
All
mean,
right.
I had like I had 10-pack abs back then.
We gonna circle back to that. Now that you mentioned that, we're gonna get to the men's list. Now, like I said, this is a collaboration of a couple of people that gave me their suggestions. So this isn't my list. This is a couple people's list. But I will say, I'm gonna point one thing out. One person that was on the top of everyone's list was Kung Fu Kenny. Kenny,
Kung Fu Kenny.
Kung, yeah, he was number one. Every person I asked, hey, can you make me a list of like the top 10 most attractive male athletes that are going to the Olympics track and field wide? Oh well, Kenny, and then I'll get the rest, to you later. I was like, damn, you know, Good job, Kung Fu Kenny. You're a ladies' man player. Also, everyone had Kung Fu Kenny and Norman. Those two were the first ones mentioned
You
out
said who?
of females' mouths when it came to this list.
You said who?
Michael Norman.
You said who?
Michael
Oh,
Norman.
Michael Norman. Oh yeah, a lot of people like Michael Norman, and
Yeah.
I've been wondering, like, is he half Asian? Is he half Asian?
I
Because he
think,
actually looks like he.
yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the lady.
I love Michael Norman as a runner. I really love him as a runner.
Yeah.
He reminds me of me, but
Here, here we go. Don't y'all just ran the same. There's nothing that's similar at all. Y'all run different. Y'all different paces, different forms. Every
me.
just pretty boys that run.
No, he really.
That's pretty much
He really does remind me of me when I ran the 400. He really does remind me of me, and
okay. You know
he
what?
does.
You got that player. I'm gonna finish my list while you continue to about that. So Michael Kung Fu Kenny, Raj Benjamin was another one that came up. My mom said, "Ooh, that is one tall,
Who?
dark drink of water." Rob Benjamin. She said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
yep." Rob, is it Rob? Rob?
Yeah, right. Benjamin.
Yeah, right.
It's right.
Yep. And then Javon
Yeah.
Harris, the jumper. He was on the list. That's one,
The
two,
jumper.
3, 4. Triple jumper Donald Scott made the list.
Donald Scott. Yep.
Yep.
I can see how he would make the list.
Mm-hmm. Freddie Crittington. Crittington. Yeah. He was another one. But can you look him up? He was another one that made the list. We also got Paul Vaulter, Chris Wilson, who made the top 10 list of hottest males going to the Olympics in track and field. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Where are our Caucasian brothers on this list?
Isn't is Chris Wilson? We got one. Isn't that one?
Oh, you said Chris Wilson?
Yes.
You said Chris Wilson? Oh,
Yeah. He Paul
I
Vaulter.
missed
I know that's not us. We're not in.
okay. He's a pole vaulter. Yeah, no, no, no.
No
I
black
missed that part.
Wilson in the pole vault. And
No, black people don't do pole vault.
now, another one. Actually, now that
Not traditionally.
right. Now that you mentioned my Caucasian brothers, one that was pretty high on the list, C.J. Allen, 400-meter hurler. He was really hot. Like the
Saw him run. Saw him run.
yeah, they said, oh, he
He's
got his
good.
glasses on. Think he fly? Yeah, another one at the top.
He had the Superman effect.
Right. I don't know what it does, but it
He
does something.
had that. He had that Clark Superman effect going on. He took the glasses off, and ladies was like, "Wait a minute, who's
Who that?
that? That's the same dude you've been watching. Like, what you talking about?
Who
You
the
got the
hell is
glasses
that?
off now. Wait a minute."
Yeah. So he made the list. I got two more. Trevor Bassett is one that was on the list. 400-meter hurler, another Caucasian brother, and rounding it out.
Never adding my Caucasian brothers in here. Let me add them.
Yeah, rounding it out at number 10, we got Grant Holloway. He's one that made the list.
Yes, I see how they would add him to the list. I can see that.
Yeah. So all the ladies out there, if you have any like comments, definitely, chime in, say something in the chat or whatever. Like I said, who you feel is good looking, not good looking, whatever. Let us know how you
I
feel.
mean, primarily, we kind of are, we dominate most of track, you know,
Yeah,
brothers, the Browns, we dominate most of it.
absolutely.
So you're definitely going to see more of us,
Yeah,
out there showing off.
yep, absolutely.
And more of us would make that list, but I'm glad they added some of our Caucasian brothers to it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our top 10 men and women's sexiest that are going to the Olympics. We got to pause for a second. The kid has to pee. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. What's up, bud? Yeah. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi. Hi. Yeah. What's up, buddy?
In the bed. Yeah. Go ahead. All right. We're back. All right. All right. So we're going to go back in 3, 2, 1. All right, cuz. So, we've been talking long enough. And when me and you get to talking, within probably 30 minutes, it usually gets, especially when it comes to running and track and field, it usually not sometimes, all the time, morphs, it works its way to who's faster between me and you. Now, I'm speaking in a calm voice. I'm coming from a place of peace, tranquility, and love. Yeah, that's 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 the temperature I'm trying to set, because I know it can escalate quickly, very quickly, to oh, okay, whatever, to all right, we'll step outside, MFer, we can solve this right now. It has it has gotten to that level on multiple occasions. So, you know, I'm gonna
to the point of hurting ourselves to prove a point.
right.
Yes, we hurt ourselves to prove a point.
Oh, that's an easy one. That's, yeah. Things heal up, you'll be fine. But the ego can't be. Muscles heal up, bones heal up. The ego, that's what you got to protect.
Exactly.
So I have I'm just gonna say, I will give you the 400 in high school. Hear me out.
High school.
I'll give you the open in high school and college. I'll give you the open.
Well, no.
You
gotta give me the relay too, because I ran a much faster 400 split than you
in high school.
In college.
No, you did not.
Yes.
No, you did not.
Yes. Yes.
When?
I have run a faster split than you in the 4x4 running against Rutgers. I have run a faster split than you. I wasn't
in that race.
In college?
Yeah. We never ran against each other in college.
We
ran against each other in high school.
We ran against each other in high school. But no, in college we ran at the same meets. We did run at a couple of the same meets together. One of the meets you actually weren't there because you were hurt.
That sounds. That's
you were hurt. Hector was there. You weren't there. We ran against Rutgers 4x4. My team won.
I don't know. We'll have to research that. We'll have to look back and research that. Gotta look that up. I don't know.
But even when it comes down to your individual 4x4 splits, at whatever meet you were at, I have run a faster split than you. Any of my individual 4x4 races, even if you weren't there, I still have run a faster 400 split than you.
My senior
200 split. I'll give you 100 meters. I'll give you a split for 4x1. I just run a faster 200 meter split.
Hold on a minute, player. Hold on a minute. Now it's getting personal. We, like with the 4, we were playing. We were throwing jabs. Now we're starting to throw. We're throwing hooks and we're throwing up.
What's your fastest time in 2?
Open 2? 21-1.
We either ran.
Pause, player.
We either ran the same time, or mine was slightly faster than yours.
We gotta look that up. We gotta now not no. Not no 4x2 splits. That doesn't count.
No, we're not talking about splits.
No,
it's a split. I'm talking like I ran 19 point whatever and split. But open.
Talking about in the straight up in your lane blocks all the way to the end. 200.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The only reason why I didn't make it to NCAA was because I was hurt and I pulled my hamstring.
As a matter of fact, I beat you in high school, didn't I? I did.
No, you
I
did
did.
not.
Yes,
You
I did.
absolutely did not.
I absolutely did.
Absolutely not.
I did.
I beat Devon. I beat you.
No,
I beat you. You absolutely did not beat me.
I will call Delon right now. We gotta look that up. You never no because you were
Okay,
you were
do you see how this is
2000.
going? Everybody listening, do you see how this is going?
You were 2000.
This is typical.
You were 2000 and I was
Yeah.
02, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you didn't beat me. Nah. But yeah, we gonna have to look that one up. We're gonna have to look that one up. But so I'll
Now,
put it.
when we were running on the same team, we were like here.
Yeah, I agree.
We were running neck and neck. We
It
were
was
running like same time.
it was like this. It was like you,
We
me,
were
you,
right.
me. I in the 4x4, yes. Summer track and high school, yes. You
Yes.
you got I will give you that. That is the truth.
Yes.
Now I know
Yes. I was definitely faster than you in the 4x4 in high school and in summer track.
stop.
Even though we ran on the same relay together.
You had faster splits. You were anchor.
I did.
You were
I had faster splits. I was always the anchor.
you were.
Yes.
Yes. But you gotta give me the 100.
I give you the 100. You were definitely faster than me in the 100 for sure. You were for
It,
sure.
it's the mother loving 200 that always causes the problem. That's the one that always causes the beef. That's the one that
You were definitely faster than 100. I mean, I'll give you that all day. You really were. You were a much faster 100. I mean, not much faster.
no
You were faster.
faster. You can keep it at that.
No. You were faster, but not much faster. You were faster. You
Yeah.
know. I mean, there were a couple 100-meter races. We were
Ah,
neck and neck a little bit.
maybe
Yeah, you
maybe
won. You won. But we were
maybe
neck and neck.
in your head it was that, but in reality it was a little more of that. So yeah, we'll just we'll just we'll
Literally on your heels. Literally on your heels. Like you
metaphorically
barely came in first. You
metaphorically,
barely came in first.
but in actuality it was a pretty big gap.
Wasn't I like often anchor though on our 4x1, even on our
No,
relay and
you
stuff?
were
What?
you were third.
Yeah.
You were third.
No. No.
Alex, you were third. I was second. You were third.
No, you're right. Who was anchor though?
Alex Langan.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like that should have
So
been a different lineup, but
yeah, but the only way to solve this play is next time I see you with someone, we gotta run a 200-meter dash. We gonna run a.
Yo,
we gonna run
and
a 35.
you know, I'm about to start training tomorrow. Start training tomorrow. Like, what are you out there running for? I got to prepare for what I do. I don't know when
Yep.
that's gonna be, but I got to be ready.
It's so
Stay
obviously
ready so you don't got to get
a lot of pulled hamstrings, but yeah,
ready. A lot of pulled hamstrings. When you know what to do. You know what to do in that case.
oh yeah, been there, done that plenty of times. I'm not scared to pull ham. If you're a
Right.
sprinter, you are not scared of a pulled hamstring. I've PR'd with a pulled hamstring, like easily. Like that's
I definitely run some of my best
no.
races with like a damaged hamstring.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's
For
nothing.
sure. For
All
sure.
right, so when it comes to the Olympic, who's gonna win for men's? Who's gonna win the 100?
Mm.
Who's gonna win the 200? One person. Who's gonna win the gold medal in the 100-meter dash,
Okay.
and who's gonna win the two? Your prediction?
Americans, right? We're just talking about Americans.
No. Give me your
Oh,
Olympic champion. Your Olympic champion. 100-meter dash.
oh man. So I think that our projection, at least on the American side, is we feel that Noah Lyles is definitely going to be the contender for the gold medal.
Yes.
Um, I feel like sometimes when you get into a big race like that, at the Olympics, what's the name of the Jamaican runner who who's going to compete against him? Uh, I can't remember his name right now.
So
Hold on.
they got Seville, Oblique Seville. They got Akeem Blake, and they got this guy. It's like Kasim uh Kasim something, who ran like a 9.77 at their association. I mean at their quality. Yeah,
So he is the contender, and we know the Oblique Seville. We always know how the United States goes up against Jamaica. Forget
Kashane
is it
Kashane
what?
Thompson. His name is Kashane Thompson or something like that.
Yeah, and so we know how we don't really we don't really think about a lot of the other countries that are participating in the races. It's always like America, Jamaica. Um, I want to see Noah Lyles take the gold. I mean, I would love to see a sweep. I would love
Yeah,
to see a sweep. But I saw the dude from Jamaica run,
yeah,
and I was like,
that's impressive. That's
oh,
scary.
oh my God. Oh
Scary.
my God.
Yeah,
It is scary.
yeah,
I get Noah Lyles, and he's really a confident, cocky runner. He
yeah.
is fast. He has an impressive record in 100 meters. Saw the dude from Jamaica run. He is going to the Olympics. He's
Yeah,
going to Paris.
he's gonna be there.
I want to say, yeah, I would love to see it be Noah Lyles. I would love to see it be Kenny Benarak. But this guy, he's going to give them a run for their money. He is definitely going to give us a really good show in the 100 meter. I can't really say, I don't know. To be
Can you
honest with
can
you,
you
I
can you
don't know.
can you get to who's gonna win, cuz? Like, come on now.
No, I'm going to say Noah.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
going to say Noah. I do feel like he is going to come through in a way where even though this guy, Seville, is going to, he runs an impressive time.
Mm-hmm.
He's hella fast, but I feel like Noah, he has that, just like Shakari. I feel like something is going to happen. I mean, we have amazing women runners too, and that are coming from Jamaica, that are coming from. There's another girl who's competing that is from the UK.
Uh,
I mean, they're impressive,
mm-hmm.
but I feel like Shakari, something's going to happen. They're going to dig in really deep, and I feel like they'll more than likely take home gold.
Yep. Yep.
That's what I think. That's what I
Yeah, I
think.
got.
I feel like something is going to happen where they're going to dig really, 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 really deep, and I do think they'll probably take home gold, despite these other incredible runners who we're going to be seeing running in the 100
Absolutely. Yeah, I
and the
agree.
200.
I got my money on Noah only because those are gonna be some bright lights. Um, and I feel as though you have to have that
Absolutely,
experience of performing when the time is right. Someone could have a blazing, you know this, cause someone could have a blazing time coming into the meet, but when the lights are the brightest and it's that finals and you got like 3-4 rounds in you, I mean, it comes down to that dog who has the experience, who knows how to perform when they have to
yep.
perform. Noah he's proven time and time again that when it comes down to it, he can come out victorious. Now, the time might not be like phenomenal in 100, but it doesn't have to be. All you have to do is win.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All he has to do is just come in first. He doesn't have to set another record necessarily. He just needs to come in first.
Right, right. So I definitely have him. And then the women's, I gotta go with my boo. I gotta go with Shikari. That's 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 my home girl. I mean, she's gonna have competition from Dina Asher Smith from the UK. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Sharika ja-
he will.
Sharika Jackson's on a mission from Jamaica. I mean, she's trying to been
Oh my God, Sarika
runner
Jackson,
up a couple
dude.
times. Yeah, she is.
She's coming for Shakira. She's coming for
Yeah,
that neck.
yeah. I
She's
mean,
coming for that neck.
you paid your price. You can never count out Pocket Rocket, Mommy Rocket, whatever she's called. Can never count her. I think I want her to medal. I don't think she'll win, but I want her to medal because to
I
me,
think she's the only one I do think she'll medal.
yeah, I think she's the greatest female sprinter, at least top 3 of all time. She's one of my favorites. I
Absolutely.
love her. But
Mine too.
um,
And I love her personality.
absolutely, absolutely, all the
I
Jamaicans
love her personality.
are great. I love them. Like
I do
kids
too.
watch how the Jamaicans, how the professionalism that they have after every meet. Win or loss, they
Mm-hmm.
always all they talk about is I did my best, I tried my hardest, I have to try
Yep.
better. You know,
I worked hard, and I can't be last my race. I did what I had to do, and I love that. I
and,
really love it. They don't make excuses. That's what it is. They don't make
right?
excuses for a loss.
Because in America, we gonna pull out. We gonna say
We
we gonna
gonna blame everything and everybody for why
every,
everything coming first.
everything. My drug test tainted. We smoke weed. The blocks messed up. My spikes was all
My neighbor's cousin just died like last week, and
yeah,
I wasn't really in the, because my neighbor's cousin was real close. Like she came over and barbecued and stuff. So,
right.
I tried to do what I could do, but under the circumstances,
Dog.
I didn't run my best race.
Yep, that's how we do it, man. We go deflect. We gonna spin it. We gonna spin it in our favor somehow. But in the 2, definitely Noah. I don't think anyone's gonna touch him unless God forbid something happens to him injury wise. No one, I mean, you can never count out Andre DeGrasse, the Olympic champion from Canada. He always shows up out of nowhere
He
and just
does.
wins in
Out
the
of nowhere.
out of nowhere. He'll be running a 20,
Yeah.
25 the whole year, and then in the
Um,
finals running
and then, boom,
5.
here you are in finals, right? And it's like, where did you come from? Like,
That exactly
nobody's even checking for you.
right, and
Nobody's
then
been checking for you all season.
with his weird arms, flying by. But he got like weird.
No, pause. Yeah, pause, because his arms are weird, and it makes me think about what my coach used to always tell me that towards the end I would do like the choo-choo train, and
Huh.
that was my way of like kind of pushing through the line. And I look at this dude, and I'd be like, my arms are nowhere near that. When you look at him, I'm like,
Audience. You see how Cuz reverted it back to him again. You see how we're talking. It had absolutely nothing to do with him at all. It had nothing. We were talking about another grown man, and he reverted it back to talk
but
about you know about Coach
it's
Beck.
called relating. It's called making it relatable. You have
Moving
to
on.
make it relatable.
So the one race
How
that
do you
I'm
feel though about? I'm sorry. I want to ask you this. How do you feel
yeah,
about Sha'Carri not making the 200 meter for the Olympics in Paris? How do you feel about her not making it?
I think it's a good thing. I think
Oh, really?
absolutely. I think she's going to focus all of her time and energy to that 100 and that 4x1. I think that
Okay.
the did qualify, earned it, and I think they're going to be competitive. I think they're going to represent the U.S. well. I was never sold on Sha'Carri as a 200-meter runner through the rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like you can give a fire 200 in the prelims, but you got to have that
Yes.
400 strength. You got to have that you got to have that longevity, that strength to make it through the trials, semis, and I feel like she kind of runs out of gas, by the time it gets there. But I'm not on that level. But that's what I feel. I feel like with her focusing on that 4x1, that's what we need. We're looking for her to bring home the gold in the 100. No one was looking for her to bring home the gold in the 200. No one was looking for that. We need her to bring home the gold in the 100, and she can focus solely on that. And Mackenzie Long got.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I like
I
that.
agree with you. I do feel like I mean it was exciting to watch her run it, but I wasn't really checking for her in the 200 to necessarily win.
Yeah.
Especially because, with hold on, Brittany. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, with Gabby in the race. I was like, oh yeah, she's not
Yeah.
She's not going to come in first. I saw that already. I just really don't feel she is going to win that race if she didn't. But yeah, I agree 100%. I wasn't really referring to 200 either, but some people that I talked to were actually really shocked that
Yeah.
she didn't at least come in third. And I was like,
Mm,
I'm not really that surprised.
nah.
She would do great, of course, in prelims, but I wasn't surprised she didn't do a top three in the finals. So that didn't really shock
Absolutely. And I wouldn't even be surprised if her coach had her run the two just as like a training thing. Like we need to get you some rounds when you go to the Olympics. I think 4 rounds now. I got to look it up. I think they have to do 4 rounds now, like just to do this as a training thing. Because you know how coaches do. Like, put you if you're a 200-meter runner, they throw you in the four. You're a 100-meter runner, they throw you in the two. You know what I mean? Just get that
me.
endurance. And so
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had her in there just to get some more rounds, some more reps in. So, but that's just speculation. But so who's gonna win
Which is
in the
crazy to
200? We
think
got
that you would do that in the trials, but
yeah,
when you're on
right.
that level and you're that type of athlete, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So who you got winning? Cause we got in 200. We got Sharika Jackson. We got Gabby, Sharika. Um, you got who else do we got from the U.S.? Mackenzie, Brittany.
Mackenzie,
Uh, we
Mackenzie
got
and
Dina
Brittany Brown.
Smith.
I
Who
think
you
it's just
got?
going to be between.
One that's
I think it's going to
here
be
that
between Sharika and Gabby. I think those are going to be our contenders, but I also feel like uh, Mackenzie might really surprise us. I think that she might
yeah
really do something shocking because she is really talented. She's really fast. The fact that she made it, in third in the trials, I, I can't say I expected her to be second or third or not, but she surprises me a lot. She
mm,
surprised me a lot every time she won. So when she came in third, I was impressed,
right
but I was not that surprised. You know what I'm saying?
right
So
right.
I wouldn't be surprised if when the time comes, she does something so incredible, we'll be talking about it for years. So it really will be down to, I think,
Rika.
Gabby, Sharika, and Mackenzie. Um, I think it'll be down to them. And,
Oh,
and, and, and with 400-meter hurdles, let's just say this. I'm going to jump ahead. I feel like Sydney is going to win.
now,
This
but
girl is doing insane,
yeah,
crazy things. She's going to win.
it's a matter. It's not a matter of if she's gonna win, is if she's gonna break the world record again.
There you go. Right. Is she just going to break another world record?
Right.
That's what it is.
Is she gonna break 50? Is she gonna break 50 seconds in the 400-meter hurdles?
That is insane. I've never seen anyone do that before in my life. Never.
Is she gonna be?
I
That
didn't know girls could run that fast in 400-meter hurdles.
her, and she's gonna be pushed by Femke Bowl, who is gonna push the mess out of her too. So
Mm-hmm.
she might crack 50 seconds in the 400-meter hurdles, which is
That's that
my
faith. That's God. That's that
that
faith.
that's Jesus right there. Because she
Listen,
she beat me right now. You know, I'm not because
she would beat me too
a lot of people beat
with
me
no hurdles.
a
No
lot
hurdles.
a lot of things easily. Um, yeah, she's on world record watch. I think that she's gonna break it again in the finals with Femke Bowl chasing her. I think she's gonna get close. I think she's gonna go like 50.2, something wild like that. Like it
Yeah,
really.
she's going to do something crazy.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
her
so too.
is gonna be fast enough to qualify for the 400 open in women's. I think her 400-meter hurdles time is going to be fast enough to qualify in the 400 open finals for the women as well. I think it's going to be that insane because she's just that amazing. She's just incredible. But I think that wraps up episode number 1 of Fast Track. Cuz I really appreciate you. I appreciate this conversation. It was a lovely, lovely track and field talk. I think everyone that's listening, I hope you can really feel and understand, what we were saying to a degree, and get an understanding of what track and field is. It's not just running in a circle, throwing and jumping. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more feeling to it, a lot more connection to it, a lot more drama to it, a lot more sexiness to it. There's a whole lot more that comes with track and field. And we want everyone to please stay tuned for our next episode. We're gonna have some more people come in and interview and have some track talk on this. Like I said, this is called our fast track series, and we're gonna talk to a lot of people about different aspects of track and field. So tune in out. This is Doc. Thank you, Mike. Peace out, everybody.
See ya.
All right, Kaleem. If you're still there, you can go ahead and